funny is, let's go to Clarissa Shields. She was a boxing champion, and she's transitioned to MMA. Her first fight, she was against a female competitor who was 3-7.
Yeah.
Right? And she beats her, and everyone's like, oh, this is so good for boxing and things like that. Anderson Silva, who's 1-0 in boxing, goes over to fight Julio Cesar Chavez, who's the son of a boxing legend, right?
Yeah.
Who's 52-5.
Yeah.
And he clowns him.
I was so impressed with Anderson Silva's boxing.
Speed, dude.
He's 46.
Dude, he was good. It was like vintage Anderson Silva. It was good. He was being playful. He was being fun in there.
He was taunting him as well. Oh, my God.
Up against the ropes, and he's like, come here. Fucking come here, dude. I thought it was sick. I thought it was a really big win for MMA, to be honest. And I think everyone rallied behind Anderson Silva. They were like, you never see that. You never see boxing people come into MMA and go up against real stiff competition. They don't do that, right? Yeah. MMA, it just showed that it was such a good. There was a lot of risk on Anderson Silva's part. There was a lot of risk.
Because it got me thinking right now, if Clarissa Shields went up against fucking, Amanda Nunes or anyone else.
Holly, I mean, obviously she hasn't got the experience to do so.
Yeah, but Holly Holm, someone of that record, that's kind of what it felt like. You know what I mean? It's kind of compare again across genders, different. But the point being, it was the transition I wanted to see of MMA fighters against boxers. You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing I want to be focusing on. I don't want, this bullshit YouTube, TikTok, fucking whatever, people making excuses, 18-year-old, okay, look, TikTokers and YouTubers, I don't want to see that. Logan Paul versus Mayweather, I kind of don't, well, of course I watch the shit out of it, but it's not what I want to see in my mind. It's what you got going on right now maybe could be potentially cross-sport competition between different martial arts, and it's a risk, so much more of a risk to go from MMA to boxing. You know what I mean?
Than it is from boxing to go MMA. And yet none of them do it.
No.
So hats off to Clarissa Shields anyway, because she's essentially coming from a sport that essentially makes more money anyway.
Yeah.
Typically. Yeah. If it is obviously there's a huge discrepancy between female and male pay, right? Most likely it's a little bit more equal in MMA, right? But Anderson Silva, fucking hats off. He did really, really well. Yeah. The weird thing, though, is he won by split decision. Yeah. Very controversial since two of the judges counted it towards Anderson Silva. I think it was something like 77 to 75 or something, or 73, right? One judge did it in the complete opposite direction. And everyone was like, who the fuck was that second judge that gave that to Julio? How the fuck did that happen? It was very, very weird. It was a very controversial decision, but not not unexpected. Yeah. He beat Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in Mexico and then was congratulated by Canelo. In the background, you see Big Nog. Yeah. That's fucking cool. At 46 years old, he still had the playfulness, the footwork, he had the speed, he obviously had the cardio. Yeah. He looked good, dude.
It's a great southpaw.
Obviously not the same obviously not the same athlete he was in his prime, right? Even though he did kind of go to the UFC at maybe what was he, 30? 32. Yeah. So he came into the UFC quite late. Yeah. To be honest, really, really late. So to be able to do that at 46 against a much younger competitor with a 52-5 record, when he has a 1-0 pro boxing record, Anderson Silva was already one of the goated, individuals in the sport. He's now transcended that by even just one. It's amazing that one boxing fight has just made him bump up even more. Yeah, at his age, that's incredible.
Yeah, that was yeah. You know what else we got to mention real quick?
What's that?
Vitor Belfort is fighting Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh yeah. That's wild.
I don't even know what to say, man. If Vitor Belfort is allowed back on that sauce, Oscar's in trouble.
No, they'll be doing drug tests.
They'll be doing extreme drug testing.
What was weird was I thought that Vitor Belfort, he was supposed to fight, he was supposed to do a celebrity boxing match with the the real Tarzan off Instagram. What? And then they did it. Yeah, they did like a super fake scripted like confrontation at the gym and all that. And you could tell it was so bullshit.
Well, who is this Tarzan dude?
Just a dude off Instagram. He hanging out with animals and things like that. He's got quite a big following, right? But basically, that's all you kind of need to get into the celebrity boxing. You need a following. You need some people to know your name. Obviously, you don't, but some people know his name.
I'm not one of them. Yeah,
and then basically, that was supposed to be the fight that was supposed to occur, and now we're going to see Vitor Belfort against Oscar De La Hoya.
Do you want to ask a good question?
I don't really want to see it. Oscar's really old. And
he doesn't look like he's in the best health.
He's not. I think perhaps he's trying to give himself maybe a new goal, or perhaps he's looking for a little bit of attention because he doesn't like these.
Surely this fight is sanctioned.
Still Floyd and Canelo and all that are still out there, and Manny's even going to have a fight as well. I think Oscar at 44, he's feeling a little bit left out because obviously a fighter's ego is very important to them. So I think he feels a little bit left out, and perhaps it's a good goal for him since it'll maybe pull him away from the path of drugs and things like that.
But maybe clean his act up a little bit because commentating.
But he hasn't though. That's the thing.
I say that, but he hasn't. Worked out. Yeah,
he was drunk, and I don't think it was not just drunk.
Yeah, he was high too.
He had to be high as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, he was a terrible commentator. There's sometimes in some scenarios where I'm grateful that I'm deaf. That was one of it.
You could just turn the hearing aids down.
Shut up! It's just like I'm blessed with a curse. I can just turn them off when I want. Sometimes, anyway. It is a weird spot right now. But when you're having all these sort of cross promotional fights and all these platforms getting involved in boxing,
it kind of fucks with the whole sport.
Yeah,
but it's cool to see a proper win.
Yeah,
from Anderson Silva.
It fucks with the sport, but at the same time, it draws a lot of fucking attention. As much as I have to take the piss out of YouTube and TikTok boxing, yeah, they got a lot of pay-per-views.
Yeah, but it's cool to see. There's like when there's like a real fight going on. It's cool to see that because there's a huge distinction between that skill